Thank you, Joseph. I'd like to introduce you now to Emma Cooke from Certification Europe. It's going to talk to us about the clients across a wide range of industry sectors and their route to achieving ISO. Thanks, Emma.
Our planet, home to 196 countries, over 7 billion people, and trillions of other animal species. In just 20 years' time, the demand for resources will likely be twice that of what the planet can supply. This demand for energy is not sustainable. What we do now, not only from a personal level but from a business perspective as well, is crucial to the future of our planet and its inhabitants. Oh, 1 second, please. The play.
Click the picture.
Oh, there we go.
Developing deploying technologies for new and renewable energy sources can take time, but organisations can achieve immediate benefits by improving the way they manage energy. Improved energy efficiency can cut costs, conserve resources, and contribute to reducing global warming. The new ISO 50001 standard for energy management systems can help safeguard our future by making a positive difference in the here and now. When it comes to energy management, Conference has a nickname that's recognized worldwide. Now you come to is ISO.
I'm sure for most of your organisation's operations, energy is critical and a major cost too. We know energy prices cannot be controlled, nor can legislation or the global economy. However, you can improve the way you manage your energy in the here and now. For some of you, the countdown is already on. Not only is the cost for heat, light and power driving organisations to manage their energy, so is the government. Schemes such as ESOS in the UK and SI 426 in Ireland are forcing certain organisations to manage their energy. How sustainable are these once-off energy audits? What are your thoughts? So, to introduce myself, my name is Emma Cooke. I'm the Business Development Executive of Certification Europe, where I've been working for 2 years. Within this time, I've worked with many clients and companies within the environment and energy space. From a certification point of view, but also from a training course and event management perspective. Most recently, the Unraveling SI 426 event in the Helix. Over the past couple of years, I've come to know your pains. The pain of coming under scrutiny for energy costs, or the increased pressure of productivity delivery. But in saying all this, I'm not an energy manager, I'm not a technical expert, I'm not a data analyst or an engineer. So instead of presenting ISO 50001 and focusing on the challenges and obstacles of implementation or the technical data of MNV, I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce ISO in a different way. About 3 weeks ago, when I was half pulling my hair out trying to think about what I was going to present to an audience of people for whom the majority have been involved in energy management for about a third, if not half of my lifetime, I got speaking to one of our clients. She said that their team viewed the ISO standard as a member of their team, someone who guided them. She said, for example, before solidifying a plan, they would check with ISO or see what ISO would think about this. This gave me the idea of personifying the ISO standard as a virtual member of your team. So, for the remainder of the presentation, we won't refer to the ISO standard as a management system standard. We'll refer to him as a management system team, a member. Remembers Mr. Men? Hands up if Mr. Tickle was your favourite, or maybe it was Mr. Bumpy or Mr. Grumpy or Mr. Lazy. For any of you who don't recognise our old friends, Mr. Men was a series of 49 children's books written by British author Roger Hargreaves. But little did we know, living just down the road from the Mr. Men clan, lives another small community. And within this community lived a very special little fellow. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. ISO. What makes Mr. ISO so great for your organisation is that his salary is lower in comparison to other members of the management team. He has no sick leave, no holiday leave. He's omnipresent in the company. He's your guiding force, maybe a little bit of a control freak at times. But he can help people give the peace of mind that they're doing things the right way. He even has experience working in multinational companies all over the world, and he renews his education every 3 years. The perfect employee, you might say. So, to give you a taste of how Mr. ISO will come into your company, he's the go-to man for any organisation on a quest to manage their energy consumption and make savings. Generally, there are 3 ways in which he will set foot into your organisation. Number 1, he'll be welcomed with open arms. 2, invited due to necessity. Or 3, advised for best practice purposes. So for the purpose of showcasing a taste of Mr. ISO's hard work, I interviewed 2 of our clients. Peter Moran, the Energy and Utilities Manager at AbbVie Ireland, and Tom DeLassa, Engineering and Energy Manager at Xerox. I asked them who Mr. ISO was to them, and what was it that he's done to help contribute to their success. Both companies have energy management goals and strategies that are rooted in the organisation. Every year, Peter Moran submits a sizable request for funding of approximately €1 million. Peter said, thanks to Mr. ISO, we will see a true commitment to our energy management that is sustainable. Peter has never had funding refused. Mr. ISO has been the backbone to energy management success in AbbVie Sligo. So much so that he is now over in the US showing the plants over there the ropes of 50,001. Xerox Dundalk, one of 120 plants. The team brought Mr. ISO into the company to tackle global corporate requirements regarding energy efficiency. Tom said, when it comes to annual reviews and budget reviews at corporate level, having Mr. ISO in the back pocket is a major benefit. It gives you backup. You can confidently say that yes, we are highly efficient and we have a good knowledge of what we use. Energy efficiency around product manufacture is core in both of these companies. Xerox can account for where 97% of their energy is actually being spent. Anything beyond the 3% they count as being too far out will always investigate where it is gone. But how have they reached this place? When Mr. ISO was brought into Xerox, he made them realize that they would have to do a lot more collecting of their current data than they were already doing. Xerox invested in new meters, but also they investigated the efficiency of their current meters. More accurate data could now be fed into their pre-designed predictable outlook model. Having talked to their financial controller, she told us that essentially this model helps them predict the cost and energy of their products. And if that's not good enough, this model also helps them to work out the cost and energy of the pre-designed products. And they get to decide then whether they can actually go ahead and manufacture them. This transparency across R&D, finance, top management has created a highly successful team. Xerox made 20% in energy savings by improving the energy efficiency of this product. In this graph, the green represents the energy savings and the red the energy inefficiency. The predictable outlook model and accurate metering at test level gave them confidence before making any changes to the product. In cases like this, Xerox used the analogy of Mr. ISO being the traffic guard with the speed gun on the motorway, or Mr. ISO being the referee, referee on the pitch, keeping them in check and keeping them disciplined. For AbbVie, the role of Mr. ISO as the authoritative figure has helped rule out any madcap ideas. At AbbVie, staff are encouraged to come up with new ideas. These can be great, but not always energy friendly. With Mr. ISO in place, everyone knows that their ideas must pass through him first. Mr. ISO prevents any ideas that are not sustainable from gaining traction before time and money is spent in undertaking them. It also saves management feeling like the bad guy for having to refuse an idea. At AbbVie, their carbon footprint program has delivered to date 500,000 euros in savings annually, 6,485 megawatt hours in energy reduction, and 1,698 tons in CO2. Peter Moran said, Mr. ISO has been the bedrock of this program. So, what do you think it takes for Mr. ISO to end up looking like this? What do you think really winds him up? Mr. ISO's motto is strive for continuous improvement, not perfection. He wants to be part of a team and a system that can be maintained. Peter Moran said, Mr. ISO is an indispensable tool or mechanism. Continuous improvement is great, but the maintenance of standards over the long term in a very, very busy site is probably the best thing. I think this is a key statement within the presentation. I know I'm guilty of it. Joining a gym, and you start, and you have all the best intentions in mind, and then you keep going, and then you stop, and then you start, and then you stop. So where do we really see the results? You could almost use the analogy of Mr. ISO as your personal trainer, helping you to achieve the goals and results that you want, and better still, helping you then to maintain them. Tom said, Mr. ISO has helped sustain their energy-saving projects by putting control measures in place and monitoring these to ensure they stay green. Xerox were the first worldwide to become certified to 50001, while AbbVie were one of the first in their group in Ireland. This unique selling point has attracted business to them. It's allowed them to bid for new business and win too. Having Mr. ISO in place improves corporate image and credibility among stakeholders, regulators, customers, prospect clients, and the public. Peter said, "We're quite brazen to proclaim our achievement, as we know we've worked hard to achieve it." And who said Mr. ISO didn't enjoy a good night out? This year, Mr. ISO was tickled pink when he won the most prestigious award in the pharmaceutical industry in Ireland. AbbVie and Mr. ISO's dedicated work won them the Sustainable Energy Achievement Award 2015 at the Green Awards. And if this wasn't enough, they were even shortlisted in another 5 categories at the same ceremony. But we all know to play hard, you've got to work hard too. Getting to the nitty-gritty means having the right team in place. A team that are up for the challenge and are up to scratch and powered with the right knowledge. Adequate training and education is key. Peter Moran recently became CEM qualified. He expressed that he could now use the same language as external consultants and auditors and actually have the confidence to challenge them. And Mr. ISO is always there to take the burden off you. Not only does he help you avoid the pressure of meeting deadlines for once-off energy audits such as ESOS in the UK and SI 426 in Ireland, but he gives you payback by helping you avoid possible major fines too. So, to sum up, who is Mr. ISO when he's not sticking his nose in your financial plans or project plans or operational controls and procedures and even sales and marketing campaigns? Who is Mr. ISO when he's not acting as your big brother or the referee or the guard? Who's Mr. ISO when he's not walking down the red carpet or has his head in the books? Mr. ISO is your guiding force, your bedrock, your backbone, your loyal and committed compadre. Once in your business, he won't be going anywhere. Even if the company loses its most experienced manager through retirement or maybe being headhunted, Mr. ISO is always there. So if there's 3 things that I'd really like you to remember about this presentation, is 1, view Mr. ISO as a member of your management team. 2, corporate culture. Embedding energy management within the culture of your organization is essential. And 3, continuous improvement is great, but maintenance is the very, very best thing. So when times get tough for you and Mr. ISO, there is a very special someone living just next door. Someone you can both depend on for guidance and support. Little Miss ISO 50004. Thank you.